Hi guys, what is up? It has definitely been a minute since I've done a live chat on here. I'm really excited to be talking to you guys again today. If you're in the room, let me know by saying hello in the comments so I can give you a shout out. I will wait to see a few people in here before we get officially started, but I do want to say I did watch the entire 2 hours last night, and my thoughts were where I haven't watched Scandal in such a long time. I felt very lost with the first hour, which was the scandal-centered part of this crossover, just because I haven't watched it in a long time. Like, I don't know how many seasons I'm behind, and no, I don't want to watch it anymore. Like, a lot of people were like, you need to watch it. Like, no, I don't want to watch it. I've missed a lot of seasons, and I got bored with it, and I know people said it got better, but whatever. So, hi, Georgie. Hi, Brianna. Hi, Roadhill. Hi, Ben. So, anyway, for me, the first hour was really boring, but for those of you who have kept up with Scandal, maybe you enjoyed the first hour, let me know. Hi, Darko from Macedonia. I love it. So anyway, the second half I thought was good, even though I don't really care about Nate's dad and all of that. There were still so many, like, OMG moments in that second hour that I was like, OMG, like, you know, especially the ending and really especially the preview for next week's episode was really good stuff. I just hope that it ends up being a great, like, reveal next week. Hi, Ralph, Connie, Ben, Vanessa, Jason. So some of you are saying you only watched the How to Get Away with Murder part. So I didn't know, like, if I needed to watch the first hour, if it was going to have any role in the development of How to Get Away with Murder, and I thought probably no, and it really didn't. So I pretty much just played on my phone through the first hour, so even though it was on in front of me, I wasn't paying attention, so I'm just going to be totally honest here. I was like, oh my god, I started watching it maybe for like until the first commercial came on, and I was like, no, I'm not going to pay attention to that. Also, I just got I haven't done a live chat obviously on here in like 2 weeks, but I got a notification when I set up this chat that if you are watching this later, like you're not watching it live, that you can read the entire chat log, which is really cool. So if you're watching this like after we've, you know, recorded this or whatever, let me know how that works, because I haven't tried to watch anyone's live feeds late. So I don't know if it's cool or what, but if you're watching this after the fact, after I'm live, let me know if that's cool or not, how you can read everyone's comments, because it sounds cool. Ralph says, straight up, if Simon can form normal sentences, you're done. So definitely, it was surprising and shocking that Simon is not only alert, but like sitting up, looking pretty freaking normal, even though he was kind of in the background of the shot with Bonnie in it. I know we've discussed a lot in these chats before that it wasn't really comprehensible that Simon would be functioning like a normal person after what happened to him. So I feel like they are trying to go there and make him pretty much like he used to be. I don't know. We'll have to see, because we didn't hear him talk or anything. But of course, that's definitely scary for everyone involved, because he knows the frauds that these people are, and if he can talk and make sense, then they're going to be in trouble. I don't know if they're going to have to kill him or what, but I have to say that it doesn't really make sense. It's not really realistic at all if this guy is like back to 100% or like 90% or even 80%. I don't know. Just because medically I don't think it's, you know, a realistic thing. I don't know. Okay, so we had that, and right before that, we found out that Roa was not doing well, that he had OD'd and everything. Not a shock at all. But what is interesting about that, I think, is that, you know, they're always doing little things to trick us and play around with us. And so when Bonnie called from the hospital, I think we were all kind of expecting, even Annalise, that Roa was dead or whatever. I still expect that he dies, because Jimmy Smits is just a guest star, and I don't feel like he's gonna, I know he's not gonna be around for next season. So, will they kill him off? Probably. Do they have to? No. Do I care? No. Because I think we're just kind of done with that storyline, but I think it's just something else to make Annalise feel like a terrible person, and to, you know, be like, oh, I'm the reason he OD'd or died or whatever. And then to me, the big thing was the thing, the title of my video here with the chat, and what's most interesting to me this season is the fact that they blatantly admitted that we'll get a new, well, pretty much, I'm taking it as that, is that who we thought killed Wes didn't kill Wes, and we're going to find out who really killed Wes, unless they're totally playing with us. So the hitman didn't kill him, I guess. I don't know if they mean who physically killed him or who ordered the killing or what, but I'm interested to see how that pans out next week, and I could also see that blowing up and being terrible, but we'll see. Sandrina says, you wonder if Oliver will now regret stopping the Keating 4 from finishing him off. I don't know, because Oliver has been a big proponent of, you know, basically wanting Simon to pull through, I feel like, and feeling super guilty in all of this and wanting his parents to come over and see him. So I kind of feel like he wanted him to live and wants him to live. But at the same time, if all of that happens, we know all these people will go to prison. So I don't think it's going to be that simple where he is doing well, he remembers everything, he tells the truth, and then everyone goes to jail, because then we really wouldn't have, I don't know, I just don't think that's going to happen. So Deja thinks that by them saying who killed Wes is who ordered the kill. So I suggest you don't do any Googling about this. I was actually looking for an image of Wes to put on this live chat, and in doing so, it pulled up an article by like an entertainment type website, so not like a, you know, like a spoilery website, but when I was looking for a photo that I wanted to use, I saw that they had talked to, I'm going to forget her name, the girl who plays Laurel. They had talked to her and they did an interview with her, and she said some stuff that to me was a bit spoilerish, so I'm not going to repeat it. So be careful if you are searching around anything about who killed Wes. Carla Souza, thank you. Because to me, it kind of eliminated a person who could be involved that we might think is involved, and that's pretty much all I'll say. If you want to know, definitely Google that, because you can find her interview probably. It was with Pop Sugar, which I've actually worked with them in the past, and they're like, you know, an entertainment website, so they're not like a spoiler blog or something. So Connie says you're sensing PLL vibes. You hope that you're wrong. Now, I don't know if you mean because you think Nate, you think Wes has a twin or whatever. I definitely am hoping that they don't say he didn't actually die after all of the links they went to make it appear that he died, showing us his burnt face and all of that stuff. But what I was a little bit confused about last night was the fact that either Laurel's mom is lying or she gave Wes a ton of money to stay away from Laurel. Now, I was kind of interpreting that as, did she give the money to the twin? You know, I'm still thinking there's a twin. I know that it makes people angry. I don't know. I just am very, very interested to see how it pans out and how they explain all of this, and will it make sense? So, that being said, who do you guys think ordered Wes to be killed? And I don't think it's going to be an easy answer, because this show, it never is. So to say that it's Laurel's mom, I don't think so. To say that it's her dad, I don't think so. I am hoping and praying that it's like a big shock as to who ordered the hit on Wes, okay? Because her mother is already super suspicious, like shady AF. They've made her look like the villain. So if it's the mom or the dad, that is just, we've always thought it was the dad. So in my mind, he's not the one, okay? And Lainey says you don't think he's dead. So there has to be some kind of twist, but by them explicitly saying pretty much like who killed Wes, either they're messing with us and he's not dead, or the thing that I started thinking last night is that his twin killed him, because that would be something that no one could ever really predict, because we don't know he exists. That's what I'm thinking. So hello to Ahmad and Ashna and Lainey. I'm trying to find, I think I already mentioned Lainey, but hello again. Those of you who are new here to the room or who are new to commenting, Georgie. So Ashna's wondering if it's Laurel that ordered Wes to die. That would probably be the most shocking of anybody. I mean, yeah. Well, I guess to me the most shocking would be that either he didn't die, or even though we've kind of all either predicted that he's got a twin or he didn't die or whatever. I mean, I think the most shocking is Christoph or whatever killed him, you know. But I'm not saying that I support them having twins on this show. I'm not supporting twins on any show. I think this will be a very telling moment for this show. It's funny because I went to the Facebook page last night when the very boring first hour of the crossover was on, and a lot of people were complaining. It was funny because there were quite a few people who were not Scandal fans who were like, I'm so bored, I don't like Scandal, I quit watching. But then there were people who said, I like Scandal, I hate How to Get Away with Murder, I hate that the How to Get Away with Murder cast is in this episode. And people were like, this show's really gone downhill, and I really liked the first season. And I think there is some truth to that, just in my opinion. I mean, because to me, the show used to be like excellent, How to Get Away with Murder, and I think it has kind of fallen and just not as good in the last couple of seasons. So I'm kind of curious as to, do you guys think they have always planned on revealing what really went down with Wes's death, or if this is something they wanted to create for this season because the way all of that was worked out last season was just not very popular and really wasn't that good, to be honest? Or is this something they've planned the whole time? What do you guys think? Ralph says, what if Laurel has split personalities in order to hit? Well, they've definitely hinted a lot at mental instability with her, whether that's something that her family has made up or exaggerated, or that's something that's really there and she doesn't acknowledge it. Ralph thinks it was probably the mom that did it, and I just think that if that is true, they've done kind of a sloppy job with her because they've really tried hard to make her look shady, and to make her the one who did it is really anticlimactic, and it's just like, oh, so her mom met with Wes, tried to pay him off to stay away, and then guess what? He didn't do it, so she had to kill him. Like, that's pretty cut and dry and looks really simple and almost silly to me as far as a show that's supposed to keep you twisting and turning, and this show still has a lot of surprises, you know. Hi, Troy. Thank you for being here. Ben wants it to be someone completely out of left field. You think it's still not as good as it was, but it's still an amazing show. I really, really want to be shocked by who this is. You know, the mom to me is a letdown. It's obvious. To me, it's the most obvious because I think they've really tried hard to make her dad, you know, her dad straight up said, I wasn't the one who did it, basically. And I think that they've pretty much established that. So to come back around and say, hey, it was actually her dad is kind of like, no, because we always thought it was her dad. Now they've tried to make him look like a better guy. I just don't think that's a possibility. They're going to go back around and be like, yeah, it was her dad. No. Okay. So being the mom is just so obvious because they've tried so hard to make the dad look better and the mom look like, oh my God, she's the big villain. Okay. Next week is not the finale, Ahmad, because they did not promo it that way. But yeah, I think we have one more week. So some people are mentioning Denver. Would it be Denver? To me, another bad choice because everyone knows this guy's not a good guy. No one trusts him. He's not likable at all. To me, he's one of the weaker villains on this show. I don't really care about him, and I wish we would move on past his storylines. I don't feel like we ever can get rid of him. And I really want to move on with that, so I don't know. You know, I would hate for him to be the one, all right? Ralph, this as we've proven time and time again, our ideas are usually better than the writers. So I get that, and I think you're right in a lot of cases. But with this show, don't you think... I think the fact that Wes died and some of that stuff that happened with that was kind of predictable, but don't you guys think that this is kind of a show that usually comes out with something shocking? I just have a thing. I mean, like, honestly, look, they always lead. There's just you know, what do you call it? It's like a formula to the show. They always lead you to the person who it isn't, who it really isn't. So for example, like last night, they were leading you to think Roa's dying. He's probably going to die. So at the very end of the episode, when, you know, Bonnie is calling, you're automatically thinking, Annalise is automatically thinking, okay, so Roa is dead. That's why she's at the hospital. But they flip it around and they shock you with Simon, who they haven't mentioned the whole episode. So I don't know. Deja thinks that the reveal is not going to be surprising. So, you know, I want it to be surprising. I want it to be shocking. Like, come on. I live for this kind of stuff. You know, like, I want it to be good. Like, I want it to be like Slasher Season 2. Slasher Season 2 was incredibly well done. Another show that's really, really good with the shocking, surprising things is Mr. Mercedes. Very, very, very well done. So when if this show is starting to slip and not live up to the shocking twists, and if it's starting to get predictable or ridiculous, like, hey, Wes never died, then it makes me want to say, yes, it's very much gone downhill. Ben says, imagine if it was Simon who killed Wes. Honestly, not a bad idea. Actually, very much kind of like that, because I don't even know how that would fit in, but I think then it would all of a sudden justify everything that happened to him. Oliver wouldn't feel guilty, and they would definitely kill him because he was going to talk anyway. I like that, or if they didn't kill him, they would definitely like expose him for what he did, and then he would just go away and they would be fine, and they would never have to worry about going to jail themselves. So also, I've seen the question on here a couple times, the flash drive. Who put it under the sink? Vanessa thinks it could be Oliver. I don't know if you mean that as Oliver being shady again. You know how some people get when I said Oliver was shady, people literally had a heart attack. So Ralph says the reason you believe it's the mom is because they're trying to make Wes's death connected to Laurel. But to me, and if it is the mom, whatever, because does it make sense? Is it realistic? Yes, but they have not made her look like a trustworthy person. And I just think that's like the basic of a mystery show, is to make the villain looks like at least halfway trustworthy. I mean, they like last night, what the name is escaping me. Laurel's like, boyfriend, but not boyfriend. Frank, he was like, your mom's been lying to you. Like, every single episode is like negative towards this woman. But I also believe that Laurel's mom is kind of like a guest star in a way. I don't think this woman is going to be on every season. So I also think that they want to kind of wrap up her character. So if she is the one who ordered the hit on Wes, either she dies, obviously that someone kills her, or she goes to jail or whatever, and we kind of get rid of that character. So think about it that way, too. All right, Jason says reveals should be shocking. You mean shows like Scream and Slasher pulled it off. We definitely need to talk about Scream Season 3 in a little bit, but we'll wait on that because there's what the heck is going on with that show. But anyway, Connie says you don't think there's anyone we believe to be dead still alive and could have ordered the Wes murder. I don't know if you're asking me that or if you're saying that that's like a fact, like there isn't. I don't know. I still am going to throw this out there that I think there will be something shocking in next week's episode. I think whoever ordered the hit on Wes is not going to be obvious, honestly. Georgie said, did I like Annalise's monologue in the Supreme Court? Yeah, I think she did good. And I think that with all of the stuff that's going on with Nate's father's case is kind of going to save her career and save face for her and kind of get her out of the opinion of some who think she's a straight up criminal, which she is, but I think that she's going to have be perceived better now. Ben says that Pete Nowalk is signed with ABC for 3 more years. Well, that's very good for him. And I haven't heard anything about this show being canceled or ending soon, so I guess, it's still going on. Jason says you think it's going to be the mom, but you reckon Laurel plays a part in it. Which, oh wow, I don't know. If she's involved, I don't know. I don't know. That's hardcore terrible, really. So, Lainey's bringing up another point that I wanted to talk about today, and that is the fact that Michaela cheated on Asher with some guy from Scandal. Some guy from Scandal, which they kind of hinted at if you watched the first hour or halfway watched or whatever. Well, I don't know why they wanted to put this in. Because obviously this guy, I don't think is going to keep coming on to How to Get Away with Murder. But why did her character have to do that? Because, we know how much Asher cares about her. And like she said herself, it would destroy him if he knew what had happened. So, I don't know. Very disappointing for me, for Michaela as a character. And not really sure what we're doing or why we wanted to add that in, and wondering if they're hinting towards the breakup between them, if he's going to probably, I feel like Asher's going to find out eventually. So kind of just crap for all of that, Ben says you lost a load of respect for Michaela. Like, yeah, I mean, that just didn't have to happen. And I personally thought that she was really in love with Asher. So to see her do that, you know, I don't know. I don't really feel like there's any excuse, or, you know, I don't think there was any reason for that. It was just like some kind of moment of weakness. And I feel like, you know, if you really, really cared about who you're with, you would not be tempted to do, well, I mean, you wouldn't do it, you know, you would get yourself out of that situation. Connie says Michaela cheating felt pointless and disappointing. Yeah, I don't know where they're going with this other than they want to break up Michaela and Asher. I guess they don't want them together anymore. Because, I mean, come on. I feel like he's definitely going to find out at some point. It might not be till next season because we don't, or it might be this season. I don't know. But what was the point of it? I don't know. I just felt like it was kind of out of the blue and not needed. And she's had a lot of her own issues with relationships and stuff. So, like, why create that type of drama? Like, why do that? I don't know. Ben says you feel like it was just a way of getting this guy from Scandal into How to Get Away with Murder. But a different way they could have played that is they could have made this guy, like, be super pursuing Michaela. I mean, not in, like, a sick, like, Harvey Weinstein way, but just, like, really wanting to get with her or whatever, or, like, you know, take her on a date or whatever. I don't know, because maybe he's, like, a nice guy on Scandal. And she, like, and that could have been, like, a way for her to be like, no, like, I really love Asher. I would not do this to him or something. They could still play up this guy in the second half, but have her turn him down. I don't know. So Ralph says makes no sense. As to a couple of episodes ago, Asher was mad at her and she was all about pleasing him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it. Personally, like, I have no idea why it was included. Connie says, you mean unless this guy returns, fair enough, but he probably won't, so why? I don't see him returning because he's not like a random new person on the show. He's actually got a job on the other show, unless they want to keep bringing him on. I don't know. Like, I don't watch Scandal. I don't know if he's like one of the big people on Scandal. I don't know. Whatever. Emmy says, or E says, it was stupid. You always thought Asher was way more into her. Vanessa says, not surprised that Michaela did that to Asher. Most of Shonda Rhimes shows do that to relationships, which sucks. Darko says, what would happen in the next 3 seasons? You mean they've done a bunch of shocking things and running out of ideas? I don't know. I'm wondering about that because, like, we've kind of talked about, the show's been slipping for a little bit, at least for me. So how much more can we do with this? And, I mean, how much longer are these people going to be in school? Like, shouldn't they be getting, like, do they... I don't even know, like, at this point. Like, they're still trying to get their law degree, right? And I know law school takes a minute, but, like, I mean, how much longer are we going to have them as, like, students? I don't know. Yeah, Ralph is wondering if the guy from Scandal is going to move to this show. That's actually not a bad idea because Scandal is in its last season, so... Are they trying, is he getting a new job or like a part-time gig with How to Get Away with Murder? Not a bad idea, really. Connie says a gap year, a season abroad, right? Like How to Get Away with Murder in London or How to Get Away with Murder in Paris. I don't know. So Deja says they're halfway through law school, but it feels like the timing is not working out. But maybe it's because they've been so busy murdering people and plotting things that they haven't, you know, gotten all the credits they need to continue, so I don't know. Vanessa says maybe Michaela wanted to use him for information. He's not a huge character. He hasn't been on the show for long. Okay. You think only 2 or 3 seasons. I don't know, but regardless, like what she did was just, I think it was just wrong, you know? Georgie hopes the Keating 4 start a firm or something. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see them, like, move on and graduate and do some stuff, you know. Ralph says it's Basher time, Bonnie and Asher, who I felt like was, like, the most awkward, bizarre couple. But, you know, right? Weren't they weird? They were just weird to me. E says, you're so happy Annalise thanked Connor in the press conference. Yeah, and I think Connor has really made... a lot of self-improvement in this season, so I think that's really, really good. Connie does not want Basher. I really don't like Basher. I think it's a creepy, I don't know, I don't like them together. I think they are so weird together. I mean, I think Asher is a little bit weird anyway, like he's just kind of over the top and just really immature. I don't know. Weird stuff. But I'm excited for the next 2 episodes, and also kind of wondering what's going to happen. Will they let me down? I don't know. As far as other shows, I haven't really been watching that much. I've gotten a lot of suggestions from some of you guys, and I've checked out some, and they just really weren't my thing. No, like, offense to you guys, whoever tweeted me, like, ideas. So I really haven't found, the last show that I really, really loved was Slasher, and I just thought that was so good, and I'm just dying for a 3rd season. I hope that happens. Well, actually, the latest season of Black Mirror was super, super good as always, but Slasher was just like, that was a new show to me, was so like good. If you haven't watched that, guys, please watch it. Both seasons are good, but the 2nd season's better. Yeah, I watched Black Mirror. I've seen all the Black Mirrors. Very, very good. Yeah, I liked Annalise's mom's appearance, and I actually met Cicely Tyson in LA like in October. So that was really cool. Like, met as in like really quickly, but she was at an event, and she spoke at an event that I was at, which was pretty freaking cool, honestly, and kind of like surreal. Bates Motel I have not tried. And I've told you guys this before. I get really intimidated when I've missed a billion seasons or the show's already over. And then I'm like, do I really want to get involved in this? It has to be like super good for me to, if it's not like, you know, if it's like a full series, like with Slasher where it's not related, it's less intimidating to me. So with Riverdale, I have had a lot of people ask me about that, and I have missed maybe 3 episodes. I know they've been on a break, or maybe a couple breaks, and I tried to get back into it, and I don't know which episode I watched, the one from 3 weeks ago, or the one, I don't know, a while back. And I was not into it, and I just don't know. I don't know if I can get into it anymore. And I wanted to at least finish out this installation or season or whatever, but I just find myself really bored by it. I don't know. And I know there's some of you guys who really still love it, and maybe it does get better, you know, or it has gotten better recently. I don't know. But I'm really struggling with it, and I just don't, I mean, at least with Pretty Little Liars, it got really bad, but I still had, like, an ultimate goal of finding out who A was. But with this show, I don't even see the goal. Like, I don't have, like, an ultimate, like, you gotta finish it out to, you know, find out who is whoever, you know, there's just not, it's just not there. Game of Thrones is another one of those that's like I've seen bits and pieces of it because I have friends who watch it, and it's really like, whoa, how much have I missed? I don't know. I know everyone likes it. Connie says it's a chore to watch Riverdale, and that's exactly how I feel. And I kind of feel bad about feeling that way because I've had a lot of people either like tweet me or comment, and they're just like, why aren't you covering this? Why did you stop doing these videos? And I feel bad because I know some of you guys really love it. So like when I say it's boring and stuff, you know, if you love it, that's so cool because everybody has different opinions on stuff. So I don't mean to like, oh, you're dumb for liking it, you know. But for me, it's just so, I've tried, and I'm just like, I don't know. I cannot get my mind set to watch that show anymore. I don't know. Big Little Lies is not till 2019. That is sad because it's so good. But Westworld is coming back, I think, next month. So, if you guys haven't watched that, you still have time to catch up because you've only missed 1 season, and I will be watching that. I feel like there was something else coming back. When is 13 Reasons Why 2 coming back? But speaking of shows that are coming back, or supposed to come back, MTV Scream 3 was supposed to come back this month. Some people have, there's like rumors circulating. I haven't found anything like definite, but basically there's a lot of rumors from people involved with the show behind the scenes that it's been delayed. And so far I've seen 0 promotion lately, like as in 2018, I've seen 0 promotion for this show. So I don't know. I made a video about it a couple weeks ago about how, like, basically what the heck's going on. And I got a lot of comments with pretty much everyone agreeing that something's not right and what's MTV doing? And is this even happening? I don't know. There was a lot of, you know, talk about it and news about who was going to be in it and everything. And now it's just been dead. Like I have them, you know, followed on Twitter where I get alerts basically if anyone tweets anything. And it was supposed to come out this month and they haven't said anything. So something's terribly wrong. In my opinion, something's terribly wrong. Connie says MTV Scream is almost becoming a comedy for production. Imagine them just showing the production for it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it's just something's not right. And Vanessa says, and I just saw something about this, I think like on Instagram stories or something, that Lucy Hale's new show starts the 7th, I believe, next week. That may not be something I will do videos on. I don't know. I don't think it's like a mystery, thank God, really, because, you know, we don't want them to always be in mysteries. But I think I'll watch it just because I'll try it because I don't have anything really else that exciting to watch. But I'm always intrigued with Shay Mitchell's YouTube channel, which might as well be a show because I love it so much. And I also love the fact that she travels so much. And she was like in Doha recently. She's going to be doing like a Shaycation from there. And she has a Shaycation India coming out soon. I don't know. I'm all about it. I can't wait. But anyway, even her videos that aren't about Shaycations are really good. So like, if you don't follow her here, I don't know. You're totally missing out on life, especially if you were a fan of hers from Pretty Little Liars. Like, you need to get back on that and subscribe to her here because it's really good. Darko says, life sentence. She's a character that has gone through cancer. Okay, yeah, I will watch it. I like Lucy, so I'll definitely watch it. Ralph says there's a teaser out there, and Tyler Posey is a big star for MTV, so it might be getting extended. So, yeah, that is the rumor online, is that it's delayed, but they haven't come out and said publicly that Scream 3 is delayed. So Jason says the date was March 18th. I thought it was coming up pretty soon, so here we go. It's only March 2nd, but still, we haven't heard anything. And I would definitely think like it would be, I would think that they would want to start promoting it even before March, but especially because it's an all new cast and everything, but we've heard nothing. I haven't heard anything. Has there been anything in 2018? I don't know. Monk, I don't know about that. Is that like on Netflix? Darko was asking me about that, and I saw that earlier. I forgot to mention it. Or actually, I just got sidetracked with someone else's comment, but no, I haven't watched that. Monk with Tony, is that what it's called? Or is like Tony someone in the show? I don't know. Andy, are you being rude? Can we stick to the topic of the video? Yeah, we can, but I feel like we pretty much covered everything to cover with How to Get Away with Murder and what, you know, this episode. So if you haven't been in one of my live chats lately, usually after around 30 minutes, I just start talking because a lot of people just want me to start talking about whatever. So if you don't want to stick around anymore, you don't have to. And I don't mean that in a rude way, but like, but if anyone else wants to talk about, you know, Wes and what's going on with that, you can definitely mention it. It's not like it's a closed topic. But for me, I felt like I discussed everything with you guys that I wanted to with How to Get Away with Murder for this week anyway. Connie says the latest promos should be like a month before one at MTV. Yeah, definitely I think we should have seen promos for MTV Scream now, before now. So The End of the Effing World, a lot of people have recommended me that on Netflix. I actually haven't watched that. I started watching something about either people in the 80s or people in the 90s on Netflix, and the first episode was okay. I think it's not like a mystery or anything. I don't know. But I thought it was okay. I can't remember the name of it because I literally watched one episode. So Keke Palmer is in MTV Scream Season 3, and apparently Jason's seen her doing some interviews. That is more than I've seen, but I haven't really been like Googling hardcore to find what the cast is doing and what they're talking about or whatever. Okay, Monk. I think you mean like Monk, the TV show. Yeah, I've actually seen that before. It was on USA here in America, the USA channel. I don't know if you're in America or not, but yeah, I thought it was pretty good. So that was on a long time ago. Yes. Deja says, what was Laurel's reaction when Frank told her mom being a liar because you can't remember? She kind of had a look on her face like, oh, wow. I don't know. I mean, I would love for her to be involved somehow. I would love for her to have a dark side or whatever. I think that's something that we've all kind of talked about for a while, but I was never really sure if they were going to go there. Mosaic, I thought was really boring. I don't know. I'm not really a Sharon Stone fan. The whole thing just lost me. Did anybody watch all of Mosaic? I remember asking about it on Twitter before I started watching it, and a couple people said it sucked, or they watched the whole thing and the ending sucked, or whatever. I don't know. So I was like, well, I'll still try it because it looked interesting. But then after watching the first episode, I was like, no. I don't know. I've just been, maybe it's just me, but lately a lot of the stuff I have tried has not been that great, and I've just been in a rut, like with new shows or new shows to me. Connie says it's time for a release of a fresh and new mystery because things feel a bit dry at the moment. I feel the same way. Like, something like comes along and you're like, oh my God. Like, for me, like Mr. Mercedes was so good. So if you guys can find that somehow online, That was really good, and like I don't think hardly anyone watched it. And they're gonna have a second season. They're filming it right now. They're really active on Twitter. So it's not like a show that wasn't promoted. It was just on like the DirecTV channel. So it was, I don't even know where you guys would watch it if you're in another country. It was very bizarre. And a lot of people don't have the DirecTV channel, but actually have DirecTV. So I've never watched Prison Break, but I think that would be too much for me because I think it's from a billion years ago and I've missed a lot of episodes. Louise says whether it was the mom who got Wes killed or the dad, it still doesn't explain. Is Wes alive? Dominic knowing Kristoff, etc. You're more interested about why he died than who? Well, I know. I don't know. Is he alive? Does he have a twin? Why the different names? Why Kristoff? Why Wes? Or is it some... I don't know. I still think the twin theory is highly likely. And if not, then... I don't know. I'm just excited to see what's going to happen with that. Jason's asking about Slasher Season 3. I've actually tweeted the guy who... is like the writer maybe of Slasher. He also did like Degrassi and a couple other things. And he said he doesn't know if there's going to be a season 3. He's waiting on Netflix to, basically on Netflix to approve it. So I don't know. I just follow him. I have him on notifications because I'm like, this guy's going to know before anybody else. So if I hear anything, I'll let you guys know. I'll tweet about it and then talk to you guys about it because... that show's really good. Really, really good. Stranger Things, I never went back to after the whole, like, debacle of the thing I was doing where I watched with you guys live, which was really cool. And I know there's probably other things like that, but I just have not gotten around to looking into them or trying them. That was a really fun thing. I was literally on it for, like, a month and then it died, so. But, no, I never got back into it. I know I'm probably one of the only people who... kind of struggled with that show because literally everyone I know in real life, not that I don't know you guys in real life, but everyone like who I know who live around me or whatever, they watch it and everyone loves it. And so I don't know, maybe I should go back to it. I don't really like sci-fi, even though I did watch Orphan Black. So I don't know. The Disappearance, I haven't watched that. What channel is that on? Luis really missed from season 1 and season 2 the thing of every episode being centered in a court case. I kind of like that, and then sometimes I kind of didn't. I don't know. Ralph misses episode openings with Hodges waking up like a grumpy panda. He's talking about Mr. Mercedes. I think like 10 people who watch my channel watch that show, but everyone liked it who watched it, so... highly recommend. Highly recommend. So good. Favorite Black Mirror episode? I really like the one Nosedive. I really like that one where you have to rate people in real life. God, there were so many good ones. This season, I liked the one with the guy from Breaking Bad. So good. The space episode, really, really good. I've already forgotten the name. But there's so many that I really like. Like San Junipero is the one like everyone loves, and I really did like that one. That was really good. But I wouldn't say it was my favorite. But I mean, honestly, they're so well done. There was only a couple that I thought, out of all the Black Mirrors, that I thought were just okay. So I don't know. But yes, I'm just excited for some new shows because I think I haven't done as much on YouTube because I'm not pumped about a show. You know what I mean? I do like, oh, the Callister. Yeah, Callister, whatever. That was really good. That was the space one. And when I get really excited about a show, like I want to come on here and talk to you guys and do videos and everything. But when I'm not, when there's not much on or it's like everything's in a break or there's just not much going on, then I don't really want to come on here for the sake of doing videos and do Riverdale. And that's kind of why I'm not doing it. Like I don't want to get on here and watch Riverdale and not really like it and then get on here and complain about it, you know? And again, the only reason I stuck it out with Pretty Little Liars is because I needed to find out who A was because it was really a struggle a lot of times. But I don't feel like I should be watching a show that's a struggle for me and that I don't enjoy just to come on here and talk about how I don't enjoy it because what? I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, I don't know. That just seems dumb. It really seems dumb. Ralph says the girl in the Black Mirror Museum is Black Panther's little sister in the movie. That's so cool. I haven't seen that movie, but that's cool. Oh, I did see a preview on a YouTube video I was watching one day for some movie. I can't remember the name of it. Oh my god. Like, why can't I remember the name of it? But basically it was about a girl who thought she had a stalker, or possibly did have a stalker, but everyone else thought she was crazy and they put her like in a mental institution, but she thought the stalker was also working in the mental institution. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Because it looked really good. I've always enjoyed movies or shows where like everyone thinks someone's crazy, but they're really not. But in this movie, I'm not really sure. She might actually be crazy. Oh, room 204 or whatever that room was, 104, 504. I'm not watching that anymore. That was really bad. That was awful. Yes, Ben, does anyone know what that movie is? It has a one-word title. It was called like, I want to say it was called Unsane. That's it. It's called Unsane. And I think the girl, woman, whatever, who's the lead is someone I'd heard of or seen before. And the preview was freaking, I mean, it made me have like chills. And usually I don't watch the ads in front of like the videos, you know, basically it was an ad. But it started playing and I was like, what the heck is this? It started playing like stalker movies, I think, are kind of good sometimes. Basically, you start out like you think it's a stalker movie and it's about this, I feel really bad for this girl because she has to like change her name. No, it's called Unsane, like instead of insane, like Unsane, U-N-sane. And I'm like, oh my God, this is awful. She has like the stalker and she has to move or whatever, change her number and all this stuff. And the next thing it's like, did she really have a stalker? Because everyone thinks she's crazy. And they put her like in a, you know, mental institution. I don't know. I want to see it. It looks really good. Angel says, you just saw the How to Get Away with Murder crossover and really liked it. Did you miss the beginning of the stream when you say who I think really killed Wes? Who did I think really killed Wes? I think that he has a twin and I think the twin is involved somehow and that will be the twist. I'm sticking with that. That's kind of what I've said all along, so there you go. Claire Foy, who is a really good actress because she's in The Crown. So I think that movie is going to be good because it could be really crappy with like people we've never heard of, but guys, it looks really good. Unsane. Check it out. I don't know. It was shot on an iPhone. Oh, that's insane. I mean, what? That's cool. I mean, I guess it's a movie that's going to be like released in theaters and everything. I didn't think it was like a YouTube movie or anything, but it looks really good. I'm excited to see that. I just wanted to pass that on. Do I think the twin died instead of Wes? No. I think if he does have a twin, I think his twin, Christoph, killed him. And I think he was in cahoots with Laurel's mom. That's what I think. But I'm also worried that they'll go with something really lame that is predictable and stupid. Wow! So Ben says, under the pseudonym of Peter Andrews, Mr. Soderbergh shot the whole movie Unsane on a freaking iPhone. That makes me want to see it even more. Are you kidding me? My question is, was it like an iPhone 8? An iPhone 10? What? Probably not a 10. Those just recently came out. So Ralph says the twin, Laurel's mom, and Laurel are all involved in Wes's death. I would not put Laurel in that, but if they want to be that shocking, let's do it. I'm all about it. But I do think Laurel's mom is involved. I don't think she's our main person, just because it's too predictable. But I do think she's involved. But I also think that when we saw her talking to Wes, that was Christoph. I personally do, because, I mean, don't you think if she came to Wes in private that he would have told Laurel? I know in that clip he said, I'm going to go tell Laurel, but I still think that wasn't him. I think that was Christoph. Basically, like, you know, kind of messing with her, kind of like trying to warn her, like, not to mess up. I think the dad is not involved. I think the mom and the dad don't really get along. I think the dad is cleared. But I think that Dominic was in cahoots with Christoph, and I think Christoph ordered Wes to be murdered. Deja says you thought it was interesting how Wes recorded that conversation with Laurel's mom. Okay, yeah. Right? Yeah. But do we know for sure that Wes recorded it, or did someone else record it? How do we know it was him? I don't know. Vanessa says the producer for Unsane did Mosaic. Well, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that because I did not like that show. I don't know. But anyway, what if Laurel was seeing both twins? Ralph asks. So did she know that both of them, or did she think they were just both Wes? I don't know. Ben is wondering what else is on that memory stick. Well, if there was other stuff, don't you think Frank would have found it, though? I don't know. Louise says, is the storyline about the Mahoney's finished? You'd be interested to see it back and see Mahoney join Laurel's parents to kill Wes or something like that. I don't know. That's an interesting point. We will know if they are involved because in the flashback scenes, like at the start of next week's episode, if the Mahoneys have something to do with this, they'll be intertwined into that. They always will, like, they'll dig them up from the past and put them in the, you know, like the little flashback scene. Deja says someone did and then transferred it to a flash drive. Okay. Okay. So I don't think Wes was the person who filmed this interaction. So who did? That's another question. Ben says maybe he kept the rest of it hidden from Laurel. We never saw him look at it. Angels says we saw flashbacks to when Wes was called Christoph, though, when his mom before she killed herself when Annalise was there and there was only one. Where would the other twin have been? Right. Well, how do we know that she didn't have twins? Just because we know that, did we ever see, like, Wes's mom give birth? You know, no. I mean, like, what if she had two boys and one of them went into foster care or was adopted by a family member or, you know, whatever, because she couldn't afford to keep both of them? So I don't think it is that out of the question that she had twins, and maybe whoever this one was, maybe Christoph was the one who grew up with her. I don't know. Maybe that's getting confusing. But, right, she could have given one away, was taken, family member took one. I don't know. Vanessa's wondering if Denver was the one who recorded that conversation. Could be. Hi, Luke. Thank you for being here. Ralph says, let me put it clear. What if Laurel's different personalities were dating the twins unknown to her? Could be. Could be, if we're going to go there with that, which we could. Deja says you feel like it had to be Wes that recorded the conversation because there was a picture of Wes and her mom sitting at a table. Okay. Luke says last night's episode was great, but the first half was boring. Yes, it was, definitely. Louise says, but who would put the memory stick there and why there? You mean it would only make sense if Wes put it there for himself to get back to, which makes no sense. That's what I don't understand. That's why I think whoever put that there is someone in present day or the twin, you know? Angel says perhaps Denver is involved. Yeah, but I agree with you, and they may do that, but I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of his involvement and stuff, and I wish someone would kill him, honestly, because I just don't care about him at all, and I want him to go away. Like, he's always involved, and I just need him to go. But anyway, I think that this has the potential of next week's episode for How to Get Away with Murder, like, being really, really good. And I also think it could be really bad. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what happens. I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think? Connie says the memory stick situation just seems to confuse any kind of theory. It does. I feel like the memory stick is making it harder. It's making it even harder to figure out. Angel says a Denver death would be a nice twist. Luke says, God, you hope they don't go with the twin route. Lazy writing and How to Get Away with Murder never does that. I know. Deja says you feel like Wes, but that they're put that there in order to get back to it later, to maybe show to Laurel one day or something before he died to use against her mom. But why would he meet with her mom and her mom was trying to pay him off to stay away from Laurel, which I still don't really understand. What's up with that? Why do they hate him so much? Can you guys explain that to me? Why does she want him away from Laurel so much? Why is he such a bad guy? Something about how he had a record or something? I don't know. And then, like, why wouldn't he? I would say something. I'm sorry. I would be like, look, I've never even met your mom, and she can't, you've never introduced me to your mom, and she offered me, like, all this money. I've just got to be honest with you. Like, if I was dating someone and I know, like, what's the deal? And, like, I would go straight to the person. That's why I'm like, why wouldn't Wes tell her? That doesn't add up. Like, I would have to go straight to the person I was dating and be like, look, your mom, I've never even met her before, but she came up to me and tried to pay me to break up with you. I mean, I just put it right out there. Like, obviously he knew that her mom and her weren't that close. Ben is like, are they racist or what? Like, what is it? Louise says, like, Simon hadn't heard anything about him for some episodes and suddenly, oh, right. So, yeah, I mean, they always intertwine people from the past, so that's definitely not out of the possibility of happening. They bring people back from whatever ago. Deja says you feel like she may be racist or something because you genuinely can't think of anything else. Didn't she bring up something about the fact he'd been in jail or something before? I don't know. But wasn't it like $100,000? What is going on here? There's something else going on. I don't get it. I can't buy that it's just the fact that they're racist. Like, that's a lot of money. Like, what? No, there's something else going on. Something has to be. Connie says maybe they know about everything. Somehow, like, he shot Annalise and killed Annalise's husband, whose name has escaped you. Sam. Maybe, but Laurel's probably guilty some too, right? Luke says, why did the writers have to have Michaela cheat on Asher? We've already talked about it, and I don't know. I think it's bad because, like, what? It's just so wrong and unnecessary. I hated that. I really did. I hate that. I don't understand that because I don't want to think Laurel's like a terrible person. I hated that. But I just feel like it can't be that simple what is going on with this whole Wes, who killed Wes, Laurel's mom, blah, blah, blah. Frank said, or Vanessa says Laurel's mom doesn't seem to like Frank either. No. Well, she probably doesn't think Frank's good enough for Laurel, but I don't know. Ben says you feel like the family must know something we don't because like them being, I really don't think the fact that they're going to be like, they're just racist people and that's, no. Something else is going on. Well, Frank is kind of a guy, he is like kind of a shady guy. To me, I would think people would be better with, feel better about Wes than Frank being her baby daddy or whatever, because he's got a very shady past that we don't even know all about, and like he's like a violent person, and he's a killer. Like he's a hitman pretty much. Jason says you agree Michaela cheating Asher is pointless unless the guy from Scandal will make a future appearance, or like Rob said earlier, maybe he's going to be hired by the show because his show is ending. So yeah, we're going to have probably definitely twists in the finale for sure. So even after they say, like, who was the person that ordered Wes to die or to be killed, there's definitely more stuff that'll be going on, I think. Louise says, you've always thought that the mom knows Wes is alive and wants him with Laurel, and that's why he dislikes Frank so much, or she dislikes Frank so much. She doesn't want him with her. I don't know. I mean, I just think there's something way more simple than, you know, Laurel's mom is racist, and she didn't want her daughter with a black guy, so she's going to pay him a bunch of money, and then she had him killed. No, I'm not buying that. So Luke says, Pete said the finale will have one huge twist in the end of the season finale. So season 5 is most likely happening. We'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited to hear that. See what it is. But I'm going to let you guys go. It was so much fun talking to you guys. I hope you guys had fun too. And I hope you have a good weekend. And again, if you're watching this like after it was live, let me know if you can read everyone's chats and if that's cool or if it's not cool. You know, whatever. I just thought it might be cool. So you know what we were talking about if you weren't here. I'm really looking forward to next week's episode. If you haven't subscribed to me, please do. I always cover all of How to Get Away with Murder and hopefully other shows when they come back, like MTV Scream, of course, and Westworld, and whatever else is returning. I can't even keep up with it at this point. The stuff I've done in the past, I'll be doing in the future. But anyway, I hope you have a good rest of your evening or day, whatever time it is where you are, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys!